Fresh Mint Radio, always with you.
Good afternoon, this is Simon Anthony with the 5:30 Fresh Mint News. The new coronavirus has been declared a global emergency by the World Health Organization as the outbreak continues to spread outside of China. At least 213 people in China have died from the virus, mostly in Hubei, with almost 10,000 cases nationally. The WHO said there had been 98 cases in 18 other countries and 1 death reported in the Philippines. The concern is that it could spread to countries with weaker health systems. A drug molecule invented by an artificial intelligence, AI, will be used in human trials in a world first for machine learning in medicine. The drug will be used to treat patients who have obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD. This is the first use of AI in the creation of a new medicine. If you stop smoking, lungs can repair themselves. Findings published in the British scientific journal Nature suggest the lungs have an almost magical ability to repair the genetic damage caused by smoking, but only if you quit. The effect has been seen even in patients who have smoked a pack a day for 40 years before giving up. Almost half of adults have been body shamed because of their weight, hair, or even the size of their feet, a poll has claimed. In a survey of 2,000 adults, 56% said someone had made an unpleasant comment about their appearance within the last year. The WW study also found 1/6 had experienced the negative comment from their partner and almost a quarter by their own family members in the past 12 months. Ditching meat may reduce the risk of urinary tract infections, at least in women, research suggests. The team behind the study say that may be because meat, particularly pork and poultry, is known to contain the strains of the E. coli bacteria that cause many UTIs. By ditching a meat-eating diet, people decrease their exposure to these bacteria, reducing levels in the bowel and hence lowering the risk they will end up in the urethra. Thanks for listening. Next is Express to Health. Hope you have a nice journey.
Getting hungry after a day's work? Don't want to eat fast, fried, unhealthy food at the end of a day? You deserve better. Healthy and delicious foods in Green Kitchen. Low fat, low sugar, low salt gives you a fresh, organic, delicious diet. We're everywhere near your workplace. New lunch meal deals available in Green Kitchen. See you there.
Hello and welcome to this evening's edition of Express to Health. As always, my name is Ben, and in today's programme, Express to Health will be looking into the journey of nutrition. For today's discussion, we've invited along nutrition and fitness coach Simran Arora, MSc Global Public Health Nutrition student from the University of Westminster, Pei Ran Lee, and Professor Gladys, who teaches life sciences in King's College London. These guys are going to give us some food for thought on how to maintain a healthy lifestyle and how to address some of the problems we may be facing with our approach to our daily diet. So, guys, welcome. Thanks for coming.
Hello. Hi. Good evening.
Simran, could you explain to us what makes a healthy, balanced diet?
A healthy balanced diet indicates balanced proportion of the major micronutrients. To talk of them, carbohydrates, proteins, fats are the major elements of which our day-to-day food that we consume is made of. So to have them in the right proportion is very important.
Because for our daily life, we can follow the Eat Well guidelines provided by the NHS. So it's a simple and easy way to keep a healthy diet. Because it tells us how much portion of the carbohydrates we need to take, and the proteins and the fat as well, and how much water should we take every day.
Some people might believe that no matter how much exercise they do, they don't seem to notice a difference in their weight loss. How can this be?
If your weight remains the same, that's because the intake and the energy expenditure is balanced.
Sometimes the body goes into a mode wherein it's called as adaptive thermogenesis, wherein if the amount of energy consumed is less, the body tries to serve or conserve that energy. So at times when the weight does not budge, it's due to this adaptive thermogenesis.
Just to add on to what Lee and Simran says, not all weight gain is unhealthy. So sometimes when you are exercising, it's healthy weight that you're gaining. It could be muscle mass. It could be an increase in, micronutrients in your bones, which then increases your bone density, but now your bones are, less fragile.
We've been hearing lots of successful stories from people who follow a ketogenic diet. Could you explain to us what this is and who this might benefit?
Basically, it's you eat a large amount portion of fat, like maybe about 70% of your calorie comes from fat and fat oil. Is that
Fat
right?
or protein?
Protein.
Basically, it indicates a very low percentage of carbs. Less than 5% of your total energy consumption comes from carbs in keto diet. And it's an alternative mechanism pathway wherein the body, instead of glucose, relies on ketone bodies which are produced. It's a very technical thing. In simpler words, is a very low consumption of carbs and more focus on fats and protein.
Okay. In recent years, we've seen a rise in popularity among British people who follow vegan and vegetarian diets. Do you guys recommend following this kind of eating habit?
The problem for the vegetarian diet is that they don't eat animals.
Well, regarding the vegan diet, it's actually very interesting as a phenomena. It's obviously, as you know, it's been a very big hype over the vegan diet, and it is great. Obviously, it significantly increases the fruit and vegetable consumption, but it does also increase your sugar consumption where you're substituting for certain things. There are certain micronutrients that which we need, which we can only get from animals, for example, vitamin B12. So vegans do often suffer from deficiencies, or where they do, have supplementation. We must always remember that the body and our digestive system, it was designed to absorb food, not chemicals. So even with the supplements, though they do help, they're not always bioavailable, even through the supplementation, like with iron, or when they have let's say a lot of leafy greens which contain the iron, it's not bioavailable. So they take these supplements and some of them don't work at all.
That could be actually a part of their marketing strategy, but it has little to do with nutrition, I must say.
Yes, with marketing, the funny thing is it's about how you word it, because it is true, Let's say they choose a micronutrient and they say it does this, this, and this. It does do that. However, can I get it from the product that you're selling it in? That's a different question.
And people consume a lot of probiotic supplements thinking that it's going to be like really helpful. But without the right amount of prebiotics, they won't help much. It's not even known if the probiotics actually reach the gut to have that kind of effect, which is promised by the companies. I think it is more misleading at times and looks very promising, and people do go ahead and do that thinking that it's something like really healthy, but they need to have more awareness about it. Yeah,
it's true. With marketing, there's a lot that's I don't want to say it's a sham, but for me personally, I would say it's more of a sham. Like you see when you have these low-fat diets or 0%, they do actually end up triggering things such as IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, or they do actually, trigger physiological changes in the body that lead to later life problems. So they're not good for you in the sense that if it's got 0% fat, it's obviously going to be high in sugar and salt, but they won't label that because they're going to be marketing it as 0% fat.
Is it important that we take supplements as part of a healthy nutritional program?
It depends on your status, your healthy status. Like in UK, because people here, they lack of the sunshine, so maybe we will recommend you to take the vitamin D supplement, because like 90% of people here, they are in deficiency in vitamin D.
So in case of deficiency, the supplements do work many a times, but most of the times the body has this mechanism of, not storing what is not required by the body. So basically all these mechanisms are in place, and it does help only if there is a deficiency.
Yeah, if you're a healthy, ordinary person, you just need to eat your food. They will provide you enough nutrients.
As we all know, food manufacturers will label most of the ingredients in their products on the packaging. But for people like me who don't really have much professional knowledge on the topic, what should we be looking out for on food packaging?
So there are major macronutrients that are listed. So like if you read the heading fat, you should be more concerned about how much amount of saturated fat does it contain.
Right.
So saturated fat percentage should not be more than 10% of the actual fat amount. Similarly, sugars. So if the front of pack labeling has the color coding, so based on the colors, green indicates a healthy level of that particular macronutrient, whereas if it is red, it indicates a cause of concern. It's a very high amount of macronutrient.
Yeah.
As a person with not much nutrition knowledge, I think these are very innovative and easy to understand ways that they've started following. Yeah.
I think you can also take care of the calories, especially the calories is that per serving or whole package.
Right. Can we really trust all the beneficial health claims on manufacturers' products? Or is this just a marketing ploy?
Well, actually, like with the traffic light front of labeling packaging, when I saw it, I first thought, wow, this is great, it's so informative. But research has suggested that it confuses the general public. Where the government has put in legislation to make sure that there is front of label packaging, big companies will obviously utilize this packaging system, which confuses consumers because they want to sell their product at the end of the day. The companies who are, creating this food, they don't really care about what you're eating or how much you're eating. It's just like with alcohol, they'll tell you to drink responsibly, but they'll sell you as much as you want.
So different countries around the world have different diet patterns. For example, Lee, you're from Asia where preferred foods are rice and noodles, which obviously are carbohydrates. So what's the diet pattern of European people? Can we find any problems here?
Well, the problem with the European diet is it has a lot of emphasis on luxurious foods.
Right.
Luxurious foods, usually they're highly energy dense and they lack nutrients. There's a lot of animal fats, there's a lot of sausage, a lot of pork. There's also less emphasis on vegetables and fruits. And the fiber intake is really low in Europe, especially in places such as the UK, where when you do take in, starch, it would be something like fish and chips, which has been deep fried. So it's not really the healthier versions of these foods.
Yeah.
It's very calorie dense.
And I would just like to what Gladys says, because I come from Asia, but comparing Asian and European patterns, specifically the UK, I think there is more emphasis on processed foods. It's like very easy on-the-go food, which serves the purpose for most of us.
Right.
But they are highly energy dense, they lack major micronutrients, and there are very many issues concerned with the processed meat as of now.
Okay, well, that wraps up today's discussion on nutrition and healthy eating. Hopefully, our listeners have plenty to chew on and are much more informed when it comes to making decisions about their healthy diet plans. Finally, I'd just like to thank today's guests, Simran Arora, Peiran Lee, and Professor Gladys for being with us. Thank you very much. And until next time, we'll see you again soon.
Proudly presenting fresh mint juice. Made from lovely nutritious fruits and vegetables, it sounds as good as it tastes.
Delicious! Delicious! One more!
It's delicious. You really need to try it. Never sweetened. Fresh mint juice. Gift from nature.
Take a breath from working. Enjoy your travel with family and friends. Get a free consultation, well-prepared arrangement. All are on lamatravel.co.uk.
38! 39! 40! You made it!
Wow! Hip-hop, Zumba, cycling, boxing, dancing. All the classes you want are on fitnessonlyforyou.com, your home-based gym and personal trainer. Fitness only for you.